Yo, what's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's doing really good. Hope everybody's having a blessed day, as I am. Um, y'all been requesting this video for a while about my tallies to my inventory, how my inventory is structured, how my tallies are structured, and I'm going to explain that right here. So it all depends on what weapon you're technically using. Okay, well, let's say we're doing a 1v1. Okay, let's say we're in a 1v1 right now with somebody. We're using Shamshir. Let's say somebody's spamming the crap out of fan daggers. They're just spamming fan daggers. Well, if they're spamming fan daggers, there's no point even having this tally on, okay? Because that's pretty much what they want you to know. Is pretty much just take it off because it's literally a lesser hit from the opponent when you receive the damage. So let's say I'm 1v1 somebody. Let's say I take a one hit. Let's say they don't spam fan daggers, okay? I take a hit, okay? I took a chip damage, a full hit, whatever. So I'm literally going to take this tally, and I'm either going to go with the Lancerating Cross Tree or the Shard of Alexander. Now, it all depends on your opponent's health, okay? So what I usually do is when I'm winning the fight, if I have more health than my opponent, I literally go to Shard of Alexander. The reason being is because the Ash of War that's on my weapon does significant amount of damage if I use the Shard of Alexander. Now, if you're losing, this is where it's going to get really like kind of okay. Let's say I'm losing the fight. I switched my tallies already. Let's say I switched it over here. Okay. Also, if I do take a hit too, I also swap to the Crimson Ember Medallion to the Blessed Boot Tally, and I then get to my Icon Shield. I forgot about to forget the name for a second, but yeah, I switched to the Icon Shield to regen my health, even though players typically don't like it, but fuck you. I mean, it's a fucking game. As long as you ain't using bestial vitality, then I mean, honestly, who cares? I mean, that's the way I look at it. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do is how I swap to my tallies. Okay. So again, like if I take a hit, I'm literally swapping to this and swapping that. Okay. That's pretty much. But again, it also depends on what weapon you're using because like this tally and this tally is good for Shamshir, also with the two-handed tally. So let's get in depth with something else. Let's say we're using lances for example. And let me get my tally set up here. Okay. So again, I'm using this. Again, if I receive the first hit, now I can swap to the spear tally because it's literally right here, which gives you more damage for your attacks on your lances. And again, I'll be swapping to this depending on how much health I received of damage. And this, it just depends on how much endurance you have. I have this on because I have 50 endurance, okay? I'm trying 50 endurance. I mainly have 55, but this is 139, so I have this on. It does pretty good, but like let's say you're having full blown off this. You're going to fat load because of this. Because your armor's too heavy. But now once I switch to this, I won't be fat loaded. Because I know what tallies work and what tallies don't. Now if I have this on, yeah, I'm not fat rolling. But let's say I'm in an invasion with full solitude and lances, okay? And let's say like I need a quick swap to the heavy greatsword. Well, if I do the Ash of War and get out, I'm gonna fat load because I know that I can't use that armor. I can't use the armor. Now, I think if I use the chicken head, see, I'm fat loading still, so let's go something smaller. yeah. So, and again, like this level's still new to me. I mean, as far as like endurance, like keeping um your medium load and heavy load, that type of thing. But yeah, so that's pretty much how the tallies is set up. Like how I optimize my tallies. Now, let's say I'm at really, 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 really low health, and I'm like two shotting from dying. Okay, so I pretty much have these two. I have these tallies set up as the lances. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna forget. Okay, well, let's just do that there. So let's say I'm on really low health. Like I'm like again like two three shots from dying. I can literally scroll down, and that's why I have like these rows of the red feather and the blue feather. It's because I can literally go down and then close out, and then go down to the red, just like that. Now I'll also do it in fast motion so that way y'all can see what I mean. So if I'm doing this, and it takes a little practice to get to because you don't have to close out like the second time you use your you just pretty much press R1. I didn't do that right. Okay, there we go. Like, and also showcasing it is kind of difficult. I mean, unless, yeah, like that. It just all depends on what weapon you're using, pretty much. Okay, that's pretty much how that rolls. Now, let's say your opponent is like being really cautious. Okay, they're not wanting to I can't think of what the word to use right now, but let's say they're not progressing, like they're not progressing towards, this is why I got the full, like the 5 rows of bone bow, or not bone bow, golem bow, and the shield. So I can literally, it doesn't matter what weapon I'm on. I could be on the clean rod, I could still be with the golden great bow, okay? If I'm on the Shamshir, I can still have access to the Golden Great Bow. If I, let's say, somebody's using Rivers of Blood, or they're using Bloodhound Step, um, the not the actual word, but the weapon. I forget what it's called, like Bloodhound Step or Bloodhound something. It's a So let's say like they're just spamming, just spamming the ash. Well, I still have access to my shield when I double click twice with the L2, and then I can literally go back down and get my Shamshir back. So that's why I have um the 5 rows of shield and the 5 rows of going great bow. Now let's say your opponent is um they're light rolling, or they're on the verge of dying, you know, I still have, and then I have another 5 rows of potters, because it doesn't matter what I have, I still have access to my potters. You see what I'm getting here? Like, if I'm using this, I still have access to literally everything. So that's how the inventory of mine is like set up. Okay. Now, that's exactly why I have like the 5 rows. Like if I'm using Claymore, I have access to the Potter. I have access to the Golden Great Bow. I have access to the serpent, the serpent shield. I have access to pretty much all that stuff, and that's how I optimize my inventory, is by having these weapons. As far as the grafted blade, I have these, as you can tell, in each row that I have my weapons in. Okay, because I literally got in every column of my weapons, I have clean rot, because I know if I desperately need clean rot, it's always right there. And I have like the great swords right here, and I have the Swyhanders. I still want to add more stuff. Like I want to add the the Nike Qs in. I definitely want to add those in because they were really, but I mean they're really, I mean they're really fun to play with. Um, so yeah, that's why I have in each row I have these two is because I can have instant access, quick access to literally getting this, swapping over, and then knocking somebody off the cliff. And then literally I can go back to like whatever weapon I want to choose in that category. Like if I want to go back to clean rod, or if I want to go to like this, you know, and that's why I have this here. I'm on not all of them, not in all categories. I don't like on the where is it let's see. Yeah, so I don't have it in the lance area or the the great sword area. Reason why is because when I do this, and which I haven't had them in wait, yeah, I did. I can like let's say if I'm using um which I probably end up fat voting, but it doesn't matter which sword, honestly. So let's say I'm using this, okay, and I need to I'm in that situation right now that I need to get to the lance. Well, I can use this. I can like um exit out of that, then go up here, and then just try to find the lance as quick as possible. And then now, since it's in my left hand, you're no longer going to be pressing triangle and R1. It's going to be triangle and L2 because it's in your left hand. And so that's why I have these weapons down here. Like if I want to use halberd and axe, like my halberd is up here, then my axes are down here. So I mean, pretty sure y'all get the hint of what I'm doing here. Like my shields, all my shields are right here. Even though these are mainly the ones I use, but these are just in here, just to have. Of course, I got the glitch. The glitch is the thing, and don't have no permits for that. But it is what it is. And I have this, just for laggy ass shitters. The warp axe is like really good. Yeah, warp axe. Okay, I was getting. I thought it wouldn't called the warp axe. I was getting confused here. But yeah, like for laggy people that literally are just so hard to hit, these type of weapons are like really good. Like these two are like really good for like no technically these three. Like they're really good for laggy poopers. But yeah, that's how I optimize my inventory. Um I know y'all wanted a video of this and I just wanted to showcase this as a guide. And let's see if I'm really missing anything else. Mm, I don't think I am, honestly. Like also I also swap to this like if I'm on like low like really low health, I do the that and then I do that and then I do that. And then just pretty much just hope for the best. I mean, you pretty much got with the blue tally and this it pretty much gives you greater really high defense. And this gives you literally like way more attack. So you're pretty much goaded with these three tallies. And then, you know, that's how you would use the tally thing. Like like I just really like the way this is, and I got to shout out to J9 because like this right here would make more of of a better sense since they're like technically like this right here is in the middle, and you literally have your which I think he had because I use his tally setup as a guide. Like mine and his are like completely different. But like this part like caught my eye. Like this right here, it literally caught my eye, and that's where I structured my my tally inventory set up like that. So yeah, um, but yeah, guys, I pretty much think that is it. Now, like I do have like in my pouch, like that's what I have in my pouch that you see at the bottom left hand corner. I have my flask up in the top, and then the bottom I have my blue at the bottom. Then of course I have my hefty rock pot, to the right, and then the bolus to the left. Now that's another thing. So let's say your opponent's using poison, okay, and that's why I have this right here because let's say your opponent is poisoning you, wrong button. You can press triangle and then get a quicker swap to your boluses that way. Now, let's say they're doing poison and rot. Okay. Let's say they're doing more poison to you than rot. Of course, you want to keep this on, but you also have to go to your inventory because you can't have multiple slots. I mean, you can. And what I see people do is like have like a whole row of like the boluses down here in your quick items, but I really don't. I really just don't like fumbling through my items. Like this is pretty much technically all I pretty much need. You know. Yeah. So that's. But again, like let's say they're doing more poison to you. You want whatever status effect that you're getting the most of from your opponent. You want to have that in your pouch. Okay. And let's say again, like they're doing bleed or scarlet rot, like they're using the ant rapier. Then that's when you have to go to your inventory, and then you have to like maneuver around your boluses to use. And let's say you're in a cave, okay? A cave. And I know the caves are really, really, really hard. I mean, they are. I mean, you're in tight space, you're this, that, what, whatever. When I'm in a cave, I mainly use this weapon with Endure, the lance with Endure, because the lance does so much damage. It is unreal. And the tally setup for this is like these two. You're pretty much relying on the two hand tally and the spirit tally because it gives you more damage. You can also boost it with lightning grease or any other grease that you like, but I prefer lightning because it's everybody should know this by now. You know, it doesn't matter what level you're at, lightning does more damage because of uh I can't think of the word, but yeah, lightning grease is just better overall than all the greases, I think. But yeah, you can use the lightning grease to literally boost it up more. As you can see, the AR is 899, but of course, depending on what level you're at, you want to have more, and depends on what dex and strength you have, that type thing. But yeah, let's say that again we're in a cave. You also want to be able to switch to your sleep pod because your sleep pods is what's going to really save you in the cave is the sleep pod because you can literally sleep them and then just start just like throwing big rock pots or whatever big hefty pot y'all prefer depending on your stats. Like if you have more decks, of course you can go with the lightning pot. If you're magic, you have more magic scaling, then you use your magic pots, that type thing. So yeah, that and then you can also get in and then do the R2 R1 combo, the true combo, and that's technically what I use in caves. At least I try to anyway. Sometimes you have to maneuver around your inventory because I mean there's going to be times that if they're on a cliff, you have access to your great bow, instant access to knock them right off the cliff, and they just go bye bye, and they start getting salty from there. But if I'm forgetting something, guys, please let me know in the comments because I really want y'all's feedback about this. Um, because what I want to do, I just want to help players to get better, using my strategy as a guide to help you guys in the near future. Hey guys, there's also one more thing that I did forget to say. The the way I have my armor setups. Because I get asked, why do you need 5 Royal Mains? Why do you need 5 Rosacea? Why do you need 5 Crimson Tear? Well, this is why. Okay, let's say I desperately need some help. I know I'm running, I'm swapping to this because I have the 5 rows of this and that type thing. I can literally have the 5 rows of this, and I can swap and get the full health of the from the armor and the tally. Okay. Now let's say I'm at low health again. I can swap to the full Royal Remains. Doesn't matter which armor setup I'm using. Like let's say now there's times that there's gonna be a time where let's say you're using Birdhound or you don't have access to like this and you're using Verdigris armor. This you have to like literally you have to like press up. You just have to keep going up to get that. Now this, since they're right there, you can literally just go up once and yeah. And then let's say I'm using, see, I have access to pretty much everything. Like I have access to the to this because let's like if I'm using this setup, I can press the L2 and R1 and L2 to get quicker access instead of maneuvering down like that. That type thing. So yeah, that's another thing that I forgot to showcase of my um, armor setup. So yeah, guys. Now the Rosacea, I have this to literally just try to like one because this is like really good for shooting somebody with getting somebody with the high damage. With the Rosacea, if they're AFKing, you're trying to one shot them from afar. You can use the Rosacea armor with the great bow. You can use the two-handed tally. Let's say this, and then you can use that because it's literally it gives you to wind, and I'm pretty sure the golem arrow is considered wind, but I do know the storming bone bow arrows are considered wind, which also increases your bone bow effect by using these tallies as well. These two also with the two-handed sword tally with Rosacea armor. Now, I'm not saying that you want to keep the Rosacea armor like throughout the whole fight. That's not what I'm saying. So let's say they're coming towards you, then you're just gonna have to like hard swap back into your armor. That's why I have the Rosacea there. So yeah, guys, that's everything that I know. But again, guys, if y'all have any questions, if y'all still need videos or something else, please let me know in the comments. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, have a lovely day, a blessed day, and I'll see you guys in the next. Peace out.